Punch the sky, Spaceman Joe. Yeah.
Anyway, for this week of Weird,
They all are, technically.
I'm Roger, joined by Jordan and Nate, as
Hello.
always.
I can smash you.
We're talking about Where's the Tab, and this is really more so a feature than a recent news article, but Al Worden, an American astronaut and engineer who was the command module pilot for the Apollo 15 lunar mission in 1971, believes that there were two space wars in our solar system.
Oh.
Right.
Did we just not notice
Yeah,
them? Or did we think it was like
This
shooting
isn't
stars?
during our lifetime.
Oh, okay.
This
I was
is
thinking.
far in the
Okay.
past. This is some
He didn't
ancient
see
alien
this
stuff.
from the side of the Apollo mission.
Yeah, this
Right.
wasn't
Oh my
like
God!
him
Look
up-
at that! Holy moly! Holy smokes! You guys see that?
They just threw a grenade.
They threw a space grenade. I was
Look over there on the
imagining-
other side, a second war.
I was imagining two completely unrelated wars. Wow! Make a wish. I was imagining people on Earth like seeing a shooting star and like making a wish as it's actually some Martian commando death spiraling out into the abyss.
And this is from anomalien.com by their writing bot. I think its name is Writing Bot 69,000.
All right.
And it goes as such. The former Apollo 15 members said that not only were aliens real, but they had come to Earth in the distant past and created our civilization. And if we wanted to look for the evidence, all we had to do was look at the ancient Sumerian literature.
Yeah, that's where I want my NASA scientists to go all the time for their facts. Look at this cuneiform. Clearly,
In 2017, on the British TV show Good Morning Britain, he gave a shocking response when the host asked him why. He gave a shocking response when a host asked why to spend a lot of money on space missions when there are a lot of problems on Earth. He was asked if he believed if aliens were real, and the answer probably surprised everyone watching the interview. His answer was, "Were the aliens?"
Oh,
oh yeah.
dang! This guy alien ant farms.
He
Well,
said,
he was just recognizing himself as a colonizer. He's
he
he's
said,
like, look, Veni Vidi Vici. We're not from here.
he said, "We are the aliens, but we just think we are somebody else. But we are the ones who came from somewhere else.
What?
Because somebody else had to survive.
What?
And they got into a little spacecraft. Then they came here and landed. And they
Dang.
started civilization here.
We'll start it over there, I think, near the river.
And if you don't believe me, go to the books on ancient Sumerians and see what they had to say. They'll
Dang.
tell you right up front."
Dang, that's
He
Superman.
went full Doc
He's
Brown.
talking about Superman. But what about the fossil records, sir?
Well,
More-
yeah, they used to fly around in T-Rexes. That's why we can see the bones
that
of
makes
their
sense.
spaceship T-Rexes.
That makes sense.
Plus, they used the bones of other flying T-Rexes to build newer model T-Rexes.
I
They were
see.
really big into recycling,
Yeah.
so they just reused the parts, thus we don't have but a few parts. They were recycling it all.
T-Rex 5000.
If you don't believe me, go to the ancient Sumerians and their books. More interestingly, according to Dr. Joseph P. Farrell, an intergalactic space battle took place in the solar system millions of years ago, involving super evolved aliens.
Okay. See, now that I could buy, and then one of them, like, even like a part, some shrapnel from an exploded ship crashed onto Earth into the primordial soup. Now we have the basis for organic life. You know, maybe
Sure.
we're all born from
Yeah.
Thanos's toe.
What is it called? Panspermia or something?
Mm-hmm. That's what I call him.
Or it was like an alien mind situation, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's two
Wow.
a semi-Earth man and is it Danny Glover is the alien?
Was it Danny Glover?
It
Holy
might be. Or it's
moly.
like it might be Lou Gossett Jr. I can't remember.
That movie, what a deep cut. If you want to
And
see
then,
if you want a
and then
real
somehow
weird
they get
90
pregnant.
minutes, if you want a real weird 90 minutes, watch
Or
Enemy
Enemy
Mine.
Mine, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Joseph, where are you? Stop moving, pages. Stay still. All right, I found it. Joseph Farrell is supposedly an Oxford. I'm calling out his education. Joseph Farrell supposedly is an Oxford-educated historian specializing in alternative history, World War II, and secret technology.
Okay, now
Dude,
I have
that's
to
what
ask,
our-
what
that's what
exactly
our
is
fucking-
alternative history.
I don't care. That's what my fucking major should have been.
Well,
I
mean,
would
you
have
know,
loved to have majored in secret technology.
Secret
at
technology sounds like a
Oxford.
pretty good major.
There's still time.
However,
Well,
after a
at
life-
Oxford, secret technology is just women's underwear.
After a lifelong interest in alternative history, science, and ancient texts, Joseph began to write on these topics. And the book is Cosmic War, Interplanetary Warfare, Modern Physics, and Ancient Texts. In it, he says there is ample evidence of cataclysmic and catastrophic destruction in the solar system, and he suggests that there were two space wars, one 65 million years ago, and the other 3.2 million years ago.
Okay.
All right.
He rejects naturalistic and materialistic assumptions about catastrophism put forward by other researchers, and Dr. Farrell says it's time to take the ancient myths of space warfare in the heavens seriously.
Yeah, we got to start listening to members of that lost generation who lived through it. The space war to end all space wars.
He wants us
Yeah.
to study the Vimana, the flying machines of mysticism in Hinduism.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also the powerful weapons of the gods, such as the Varja, a ancient artifact of the Anunnaki gods that shoots lightning.
Mm-hmm.
He also says that there were other examples of welding lightning, such as the Sumerian god Ninurta.
Mm-hmm.
And he says all of this are not, of course, gods, but goes with the route of saying that these were just aliens,
They're aliens.
with physics
Mm-hmm.
well beyond ours, making it
Why
seem
won't
like it's
anyone
magic.
believe me? I have a right to be in this subway. Where are you dragging me? I forgot my sandwich.
Dr. Farrell argues that the echoes of this space war are reflected in the ancient text of the Sumerians, Babylonians, Egyptians, biblical text, and Vedic tradition, as well as in mythology of the New World, from the Mayan and the Aztecs to the myths of some indigenous Native American tribes.
Sometimes I think that in 1,000 years,
Sure.
people will be talking this way about the Avengers.
I 100%
Yeah.
agree. I think this is an example of people, and what's the meme about it? Anthropologists just going with something they don't know and saying, ritualistic
Oh.
purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's never that they had fiction also.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
see the third Avengers movie with no context and go, ritualistic
God.
purposes.
I
These were their
submit that
gods.
Captain America was not a man, but an alien.
Getting it all wrong, you fool. You fool.
No, you fool.
Thor was the alien.
Thor was the alien.
And now we go on some fun presupposing. Think about it. The oldest texts in the ancient Near East are perhaps 4,000 to 5,000 years old. Vedic text can be the same, 5,000 or 4,000 to 5,000 to even 6,000 years old. In addition, purely oral traditions can push information back several thousands of years.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's a long time, but it's nothing compared to what they're claiming, such as a space war with evidence from 3.2 million years ago.
Yeah, I need to know
And
what
even
the
farther,
receipts are for
65
this,
million years ago.
for the people writing the Vedic text to be like, you know what? Seems like a 3 million-year-old space war occurred here.
Knowing what I know in alternative history, I do believe a space war occurred here.
Yeah.
I do believe a Death Star landed right here.
There's
It
no
is-
possible other explanation.
It is true that traces of tradition and mythology have survived for thousands of years. British psychologist and author Stan Gooch, the Goochster,
The gooch.
who is probably best known as a proponent of the hybrid origin theory of human evolution, makes a more convincing case that much of our fundamental culture today is based on actually descended from the extinct race of Neanderthals, and the last of which became extinct around 20,000 to 30,000 years ago. So a lot of what we know in terms of the ancient storytelling and myths are really Neanderthal storytelling traditions, supposedly, according to the Gooch.
Man.
And they were big on epistolary, so
And they apparently contacted the aliens.
Sure. The Neanderthals did?
Or at least they knew about the space wars.
Come over here. Grog make antenna. Grog contact outer worlds.
But that doesn't exactly help Dr. Farrell, as we discussed. As for him, even 20,000 to 30,000 years is nothing. Neanderthals had about 250,000 successful species. Well, this is written by an insane person. Is that how many Neanderthals there were? Species of Neanderthal? I think he
seems
meant
like a lot.
I think writing bot meant years.
Probably.
According to leading scientists, the origin of Homo sapiens is only about 200,000 years old. We're talking even farther. The most recent space war took place at 3.2 million years in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, just roll with it. Might as well have a space war. Why not? Why not have two? Why not have 1,000 space wars that took place before any recorded time?
Yeah, that's the thing about these claims is like there's no way to test it. So he's like, prove me wrong, children.
You can't prove a negative
wrong.
here. And you can say, like, well, the destruction of the dinosaurs via a cosmic explosion could be evidence of a space war. Prove me wrong, which is impossible.
Yeah, it is interesting when you get into the kind of tales and stuff related in Hindu mythology about the ships and the flamethrowers and
tons of
the
flying
beams.
chariots and whatnot.
Yeah, which is really cool, but at the same time, who's to say that they weren't just writing the Avengers?
Yeah.
So you want to go even crazier?
Sure.
So Dr. John Brandenburg has published two controversial books, one being Death on Mars and Life, and Death on Mars.
Oh, okay. So he wrote Death on Mars and Death
Life.
on Mars and Life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see.
This is kind of like when Leonard Nimoy wrote "I'm not Spock" and then immediately wrote "I am Spock."
I am
Exactly. Exactly.
What a jokester.
In these books, he claims to provide highly scientific and highly technical justification for the fact that Mars was destroyed by nuclear weapons millions of years ago as part of some interstellar cosmic conflict.
All right. See, now that's the thing that gets me with these two is like nuclear weapons destroyed. You're already talking about planetary space battles, why would nukes be the end of their weapons research? Why wouldn't they have something that like drains the sun and shoots particles of it out directly at the surface of the planet and then burns it from the core out?
Well, I would have an answer for you, but it would call them uncreative hacks.
How about a spell called Counter Nuke?
Yeah.
Brandenburg says that Mars was destroyed when some advanced extraterrestrial race dropped 2 million megaton bombs that exploded at a strategic location about 20 miles above the surface of Mars.
Oof, don't want that.
According to Brandenburg, Mars was hit by a nuclear attack 251 million years ago.
Dang. Wouldn't it show signs of that? Wouldn't we be like, or is that too long?
I mean, I think that would have been what burned the atmosphere out.
Well, the lack of magnetic field burned. Yeah,
right.
the lack of magnetic people on Mars released the atmosphere.
All the magnetoids left.
Sure.
This date is not, of course, consistent with Dr. Farrell's times of the two wars being 3.2 million years ago and 65 million years ago.
Why is it always Mars?
And now, because that's where men come from, and we have to solve why we're so angry.
We gotta get back there.
According to now the late Dr. Tom Van Flandern, an American astronomer specializing in celestial mechanics for the U.S. Naval Observatory, the planet between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter exploded about 65 million years ago.
Oh, wow.
Or
Jupiter.
Another 3.2 million years ago.
Dang.
So it's either this date or this date.
Somewhere in there.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's weird that we wouldn't have found more evidence of meteor bombardment from those two times.
Sure. It is
other than the dino crafts being nuked 65 million years ago.
Well, how old is our moon supposed to be? Because didn't it potentially get rocked off of the surface in some sort of cataclysmic?
Of moon. Oh, we're in billions of years now.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
That was a good thought. That was a good thought.
I mean, it seems like we would still be able to see, the giant hole where the moon was.
Did you guys see Moonfall?
No. Is it about this?
The moon is
falling.
Spoilers. The moon is a prison for an ancient, evil, sentient AI kind of nano cloud thing that gets released.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I read that part of a David Icke book.
Yeah.
But that's This Week of Weird, and perhaps that could be a possibility too. We don't know what space war weapons they're having. All we have supposedly are these dates from a Dr. Farrell, a Dr. Brandenburg, and a Dr. Flanderns.
Flanderns. I'm Dr. Flanderns. Sorry.
I
respect your work. They have
scientists associated with the U.S. government supposedly are saying that there have been at least 2 space wars by their count. And all you have to do is learn cuneiform through the writings of Zachary Sitchin.
And if you don't believe them...
Zacharias
Sitchin.
If you don't believe them, you can leave the subway. You don't have to stay in here.
There's other platforms you can use.
Yeah. So, no, Subway sandwich restaurant. This is all. I'm imagining somebody shouting this over a spicy Italian BMT.
Boy,
so
you know what?
I
saw a Blimpies the other day. I think I'm going to go there and yell shit at people there.
Oh, mouthfuls of sandwich, flecking your phone.
Connect your phone to the Blimpies or Subway's speakers. Play this episode for them, so they know the truth and can protect themselves when the next space war comes.
No, play Cyndi Lauper.
Mix the two on the Werewolf Radar Cyndi Lauper playlist I'm creating right now.
I would like to leave viewers / listeners with these words. Why are we drawn to the red planet? could it be that it's the closest one, and it's red, so you can see it real well. No, let's just do the first part.
All cloudy.
Why are we drawn to the red planet? It's too hot on Venus. Unless life can exist outside the parameters of what we understand.
No.
Mars. Space is America.
All right, everyone. That's been This Week of Weird. Scientists believe that there were 2 space wars in the solar system. You heard it here first, maybe?
Support space veterans.
If you like,
unless you're a Sumerian, in which case you heard it a while ago.
Yeah, fair enough. You Sumerians got everything first because you're Ultra Dark Council members.
Yeah.
You pay us in different things.
Sumerians made the radar.
If you like what we did here, give us a 5-star review. It really helps others find the show. Another good way to help others find the show is by sharing the show yourself. And you tell your friends about us, tell your work friends about us.
Yeah. If you don't like what we do, give us 5 stars anyway. Then other people will hear it and they can agree with it.
They'll be like, this is a weird show, but I gave it 5 stars like you told me to. If you also really, really like what we do, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/werewolfradar, where you can get awesome paranormal goodies such as grave nuggets from Nate Balding, where he goes deep into the nugget bucket and pulls out delicious morsels of paranormal goodies. You also can get paranormal fiction from me. There's also art merchandise from the Jordster himself, Jordan Dahl.
Tis I,
The Jordster.
the Jordster. Hi, Jord.
If you need even more diversity in your paranormal content, check out the 14 Film Festival at 14filmfestival.com. They have a ton of movies for you to check out and the trailers of such. So when they come out properly, you can support them and take care of the paranormal community by just watching stuff. It really helps and makes all of us feel better. Just watching our stuff, saying hi in the YouTube comments, not bullying us so much on Twitter this week, maybe.
No, bring it. Bring it, biatch. We love the bullying.
Now,
We live on it.
Now, on the count of 3, let's end with our super duper secret sign-off line from one Dylan Gutierrez, Dark Council member extraordinaire. 1, 2, 3. Suspect the void, space person, whomever.
If it's true, then you understand you've been lied to. For soul removal, that means that you losing every time you don't know the fucking truth.
Sound design by Blue Blanket Sound. Contact them at hello@blueblanketsound.com or www.blueblanketsound.com.